Uche Igwe, who's a visiting fellow at the London School of Economics. Uche, thank you so much for your time. I know you've been very busy this weekend. While you've been seeing the whole process happen, what are your thoughts about the irregularities? That they're just a series of unfortunate events, or does it look as if there may be some sort of concerted policy somewhere to stop people voting?
Yes, it's rather unfortunate. There are several cases of irregularities. There's a targeted uh, suppression of voters in a state like Lagos State, and there's a lot of violence in a place like Rivers State, and also there's a lot of fear and intimidation in a place like Imo State, where there are threats that the voters may be attacked. So generally, the turnout was very poor, and the earlier speaker did mention, the BVAS, which is the bimodal voters accreditation machine, malfunctioned in many locations, and also there were, capacity issues. Some of the INEC officials deployed didn't understand how to operate the machines effectively. So, there's a lot of low turnout, there's a lot of voter intimidation. And again, there's this whole delay about even uploading the votes to the INEC server. INEC suspended coalition and announcement yesterday, and there's a lot of tension in the country, especially among young people. There is a belief that one of the most popular candidates might have won, even though it's not official. And that rumor is being fueled across the country. And there are a lot of speculations that unless and until the electoral authorities make the official announcements, Nigerians, there's a lot of tension in the land. There's a lot of speculations that the INEC server might have been compromised, and that is fueling a lot of fear and apprehension across the country in
Yeah,
a very unhelpful.
that would be worrying, absolutely, especially if the Electoral Commission says something like that. Let's wait to see whether in any way people feel it delegitimizes the final result. But I really want to move forward, if you don't mind. Uche, do you get the impression that possibly Nigeria's problems are so great that actually whoever wins in one term will not be able to solve things?
Yes, I think that I have told people severally that yes, there's one or two of the candidates who people prefer that when they win, things may be different. But the problems in the country are so humongous. Poverty very high, unemployment very high, that indeed I tell people from time to time that it will get worse before it gets better, regardless of who wins the election. So yes, I think that the problems are multidimensional, and regardless of who wins, probably if the person who wins reflects the popular will of the people might be more patient with such a person. But to say that the problem will be a quick fix would be an illusion.
And how much of an impression do you get that people are looking to their future leaders as actual saviors of their own dilemmas? And how much do they feel that they have to take personal responsibility? And I'm asking you that question because Nigeria is such a populous country. It has such a diverse range of ethnicities that if there isn't a kind of a common national goal, have people understood that it's their responsibility also to act in a certain way to help the country improve?
I think that the young people, especially, are beginning to realize that they have a role, especially at this time when it appears that there is a widespread, erosion of trust, especially for the older crop of leadership. If you see what manifested in the campaigns and probably during the elections, you will see there is an outright rejection, by many Nigerians of a particular set of leaders. And I think that what is critical is whether this new form of leaders, or indeed leaders who believe in new forms of politics, will be able to galvanize the population to understand there is a shared responsibility for both the leadership and the followership. and to be able to speak that kind of language of shared responsibility. That is not happening at the moment. There is a lot of buck passing. There's a lot of blame game. You see an average young an average young person blaming, our leaders for the squandermania, for the unemployment. I think that that culture of shared responsibility is possible, but is missing at the moment. And I think that however the election goes, it will be important for whoever is elected to begin to speak that kind of language, a language that connects with the people intimately, a language that rebuilds public trust, because public trust is almost at its lowest. And I tell you that when public trust is built between the followership and the leadership, then the whole language of shared responsibility can have a future. I think this is possible, but I don't think it's happening. And I think that the election and whatever comes out of it will be an opportunity to turn things around, or at least to begin to do so.
And with a country with a huge potential future. Thank you so much indeed. Really appreciate it. Uche Igwe speaking to us from Abuja.